It all started on October 1st, 2024, when I posted a video to introduce you to this super tired Jaguar that I bought. To transform it, we had three options: fully restore it to its original state, convert it into a race car, or give it a completely new life. By turning it into a rally car, and to make my life easier, you chose to turn it into a rally car. To make this idea real, start by drawing it to visualize its appearance. Let's get the tools out and begin. And since I like challenges, I thought it would be cool to spice up the project even more and manage to completely redesign it. In 24 hours, well, as you saw, I set up my workspace and didn't waste any time, paper, pencil. I got straight to the point and started sketching Jaguars that could take on the Paris-Dakar. At that point, I rely on pure instinct and draw whatever comes to mind when imagining my British sedan as an off-road vehicle. I want to have a clear vision of the final style, as it wasn't originally designed for that. However, I believe it could end up being quite impressive. By the way, before going any further, to refresh some people's memory, I need to start by telling you a bit about rallying. Rallying is a grueling torture test and endurance challenge for both cars and drivers. The main feature of this discipline is that it doesn't occur on nice, marked and secure circuits, but in real life on damaged roads where every turn can hide a surprise. So to do rallying, we need robust cars capable of facing the elements and withstanding the most extreme conditions. As in all motorsports, the risk of accidents in rallying is significant, and crashes are especially shocking. And even though safety has improved a lot, the cars are still put to the test and the drivers face extremely high risks. It's the very nature of rallying that makes the sport both exciting and terrifying. For both participants and spectators, the most famous races are the Monte Carlo Rally and the Dakar, which are incredible to experience. Legendary events that deserve a dedicated video as the project progresses. As you can see, I may have started drawing first, but I'm unsure if it was a good idea. The issue is that my XJ40 was never designed for rallying to begin with. And even though I know cars well, turning this Jag into a Dakar car brings us to a level of mechanical complexity that's way beyond my skill. I consulted some experts to determine the best approach for the project.
This nice Jaguar engine, it likes the temperature, it likes the heat. With big loads, we're really going to push it hard. Same for the automatic gearbox. We're going to put huge loads on it. It's going to take a beating.
The transmission shaft is unchanged, but the axles are incredibly sturdy and will hold up well.
Transmission shaft and automatic gearbox might also take a beating. We recommend doing a thorough maintenance for them as well. Due to the huge wheels, the brakes, both front and rear, will take a much greater beating. There's also a little thing: if you cut the fender too much, you end up in the tank channels. If we go a bit higher, we already have the tank. And on top of that, we start to have a mess of sheet metal. Because it's a whole structural part, actually it's the whole section that holds the rear subframe. The idea is still for us to do things properly. So if we manage to make a cut in there to get enough clearance, the idea is to rebuild a bit of the structure behind it. The advantage too is that we keep the suspension geometry of Oriel in, and we have a car that handles the road pretty well. On the other hand, the only issue is that welding is required everywhere, so that means painting. What color would you want to paint it, like in the sketch?
The answer is still unknown. You'll provide it in the comments. These are all preparatory sketches, quick pencil drawings to capture attitude and proportions, helping me develop initial ideas. And the problem with that is you can do it for a long time. After some time, I feel like I'm going in circles and realize I need more inspiration. The problem is, I can't find what I need at home. So at that point, I get an idea, but I'm not actually going to go that far. I won't go into detail about the entire process, but I've completed the mood board step. We can now list the aesthetic codes of a rally car. Elevated ground clearance for navigating large rocks. Features like fog lights for survival in remote locations. A spare wheel, possibly something to protect the car on rough roads. And above all, a big livery with really cool sponsors. Alright, now that I have all that, I'm moving on to the sketching stage and we can start the final rendering. I'm making progress on my sketch, but I'm not sure how to handle the wheel arch. You saw it, I brought up my best tape to try to draw lines and figure out how far we could go. In terms of opening up the wheel well, since we're going to have to put on a bigger tire, so we definitely need more space. We can't leave the cut exposed, otherwise it'll rust in a day. So, I think I'll go for a nice finish with a plastic wheel arch, which will give the car a solid and sturdy look. I read your comments on the project introduction video, and there were quite a few good ideas, even though most of you chose to turn this Jaguar into a rally car. We had a fourth option, the resto mod option, which could be a cool future project. I'll save that for you for later. Many people preferred option 1, to restore the car to its original condition, saying it has a certain nobility that should be preserved. I agree, but given the car's limited rarity and value, there may be less interest in a complete restoration to its original condition. I prefer the rally version as it offers a more visual, cooler, and unique experience. I've also seen people advocating to turn it into a race car, but it's the same thing. I think that project would work better with a different model, so I'm saving it for later. Let's keep working on the graphics tablet sketch. Now we need to add some small details. It takes a lot of time, but in the end, it allows us to have a result that really gives a precise idea of what we want to do, and on top of that, it'll look great. Another crucial element I haven't addressed is the fog lights, which can be placed in numerous ways. I need to run tests to see how it would look on the car in real life. Sketch on the graphics tablet. Right now, we're in a phase where we need to add some small details. It's time consuming, but ultimately it yields a result that accurately represents our vision, and it'll look fantastic. I'm in the midst of drawing the exterior to transform the Jag into a rally car, but that's not all. I have numerous issues to tackle, particularly inside, to revive its elegance. The problem is that finding specific parts in good condition for this model isn't always easy, and above all, it can quickly get very expensive. As for the color, I decided to restore it in its original blue, but I have several other options in mind. In principle, I would have gone with that sandy beige color we saw in the initial sketch. I'm considering a bold rally livery with vibrant colors for the car. Let me know your thoughts about this idea in the comments. I think I'll get some inspiration from your messages, and we'll see how it goes when we get to the painting stage, which I'll film for you. I think we're nearly done. I provided sufficient details. Before moving on to the transformation and mechanical steps, let's take a look at this Jaguar, ready for the Paris-Dakar rally.